But importantly, we need to protect our hearing, and I'm not just talking about our ears, I'm talking about our brains. I mean, when there was construction going on outside my window at Northwestern, I wore these things every day, and it helped. So you can just get regular foam earplugs. You can get something like this online. One of the very best things that you can do is to get an earplug that is molded to your ear canal that will give you the best attenuation, the best sound diminishment. Etymotic makes ear plugs that are musician earplugs, and they're carried by many places. But the nice thing about them is that they maintain the fidelity of the music, for example. Like, it doesn't just cut out the lows or cut out the highs. They really thought about how these things are built. And you have these little filters that you can have either a lot of attenuation or just a little bit of attenuation, depending on where you are. I like to use these little wax things that you can just buy online for a few dollars. And it fits into my ear, and if I'm sleeping in a noisy place, I can lie on my ear, and it's not like having this hard thing. So that's useful. And you can have isolating earbuds when you're listening to your podcasts or you're listening to music. And in isolation, lets you turn down the volume because you're not competing with the environment. And the company that I have been using is Sensophonics. And there's even somebody from Sensophonics over here. You might raise your hand. But they will give you, and other audiology places will give you a custom fit, and you can have these built-in drivers for very good sound quality. And you get 45 dB attenuation in a typical environment. So that's kind of, like when I run, I listen to these wonderful mixes that my husband makes. And at the same time, I'm occluding the sound of the leaf blowers and everything else, and I can hear the sounds beautifully. There is noise canceling. Noise canceling comes with a cost. Everything comes with a cost because you are producing sound that is going to be out of phase with the sound that you're trying to attenuate, you're trying to reduce. And sound is measured, and it is pressure. It's measured in sound pressure level. And so when you're trying to cancel out the sound, first of all, the cancellation is not precise. So it's not precise. And in addition, you're just creating a lot of pressure. And it's something that I feel, like if I'm on an airplane, again, I hear, I put noise canceling headphones on, and for a minute it's just all nice and quiet and it feels lovely. And then 10, 15 minutes into it, I feel this sense of pressure and I'm exhausted, just exhausted. So, in hearing aids, there is technology that can recognize sound and can recognize noise, for example, the sound of clattering dishes, and you can remove these things. So this is an important thing. Concert sound systems are they're bigger and louder. And so what if you're a musician? One of the most important things, now I'm talking about loud sounds, is really protect your hearing. And, musicians on stage like to have these things called wedges, which are playing back the music, the sound of every musician, so that they can hear their own guitar, they can hear their own voice. But that's producing more sound. It's making everything louder. There are solutions. They're expensive, and they're not that easily implemented. But I think that if people know about it, it will increasingly become maybe a standard of care. If there is in-ear monitoring, You can have improved sound quality. So, basically what you're doing is you're monitoring, instead of having the sound coming from the wedge, which is just going into the air, it's going specifically into the ear of the musician who's singing. So the musician who's singing can hear his voice. It's consistent across sound venues. There's mobility. If it's going to be wireless, there'll be reduced feedback, reduced vocal and motor fatigue, and lower sound levels also for an audience. So there are things that we can do. And importantly, I think we have to keep remembering that sound is great big sound. Sound connects us. Sound connects us better than anything I know. Ian McGilchrist uses the word betweenness. It's this back and forth, and now I'm looking forward to the questions that you're going to have. And we're going to be able to go back and forth here in real time and connect. And I don't have a script, you don't have a script, but sound will let us communicate in this wonderful way that is just not available in other ways. And noise is the pollution of disconnection. Sound connects us. All right? And the choice is ours, It is our choice. As we know, as we learn about these things, we can make choices for our personal lives, for our families, for education, for medicine, for our society. I think that having the awareness, the knowledge of the pernicious force that noise is to our mental and physical health will help us make the best choices. There's a little book, it's back there, we can read right away to your children. It's called The Fight Between Quiet and Noise. And it tells our little ones, just about this whole, makes them aware of this situation in a beautiful way. So it takes a community. These are the alumni from my lab. This is our education community, our music community, our clinical community, our athletic community. This is BrainVolt today. And my last slide is where I started. I hope you visit our website and take this tour. We have this new icon here. It's a 2-minute tour. It will help you find what you're looking for because there's a lot on the website. And importantly, you should know that everything that we do, 100% of the work that we do is funded by outside sources. And if you think that the work that we do is important, please help us and support us. It's very easy to do. And I thank you. And now I want your questions.